Good, good. How much you want to make? All right, so professional development, somebody just take a crack at it. How much you want to make in the personal development space? Like per engagement you do, how much you want to make?
10K per.
10K. Okay, write that down, 10K. All right, so I'm going to ask you a question with that. Have you ever spent 10K? All right. No, don't answer it to me. I'm asking, whatever you're asking for, have you spent that? And then how regularly do you spend that? Write that down. Let's write it down. You're not answering me. I'm just throwing stuff out. You're not answering me. Right? So whatever it is, you say 20K. I don't care what you say. Have you spent that in that industry? And what have you spent it on? All right? All right, so here's there's only one thing I want you to get, and then we're gonna get you some other stuff. But the one thing I want you to walk away with, which is the most important piece, is you have to find a way to do this, and you have no personal gain. All you're trying to do is give them gain. That's it. You have no personal gain, right? Because when you have personal gain, they sniff that. Now, here's the problem. It ain't a problem that you're trying to make money, but the problem is you're trying to make money in the industry where all the people you just named giving away free stuff. So if you're in a personal development space like me, and you talk about you want to make money, and you charging, well, I done gave away stuff for the last 10 years. So why would they listen to you when they can go to me for free? Why would they pay you when they can get it from me for free? 3 times a day. You can go to me 3 times a day and get free content. So why would I pay you when ET is the best at the game and he giving it away for free? Why would I pay you? Does that make sense? You got to answer that question. If Ted Gibson is, and I ain't never met Ted a day in my life. I know about Ted from the internet. I never even said his name before. I just follow my man on the internet. And you say he made $1,000. I just know he's doing like high class people. Like I just see him on the internet. He giving tips away for free. So if he giving tips away for free, and you try to blow up in that same space and you charging, you're gonna be hard pressed, right? So you have to find a way. That means if you need to get a part-time job, Uber. But when you're sending your content out, they have to believe that you're doing it for free. They have to believe that. They have to believe you don't want nothing from them. If they sense you need to make money, I promise you, they're not about to bless you. You live in a very selfish society. And not only are humans selfish, and I say they're selfish because if Martin Lawrence put up a hookup saying, I'm lit in comedy, they're going to pay for that. I'm just being real. Kevin Hart say he coming to Philly and he's doing a comedy show for $450. They paying for $450. They're not paying for content. That's the world you live in. They paying for entertainment, but they're not going to pay for. They're not willing to pay for personal development. Now they will eventually, but only after they feel like all your stuff they got it from you, and then they just hooking you up because they feel sorry now they ate off of you like that. I'm just being real. That's what they do. They feel like sorry now. They feel some kind of like, man, you blew me up, so I at least got to spend $50 with you. All right. So you have to try to find a way. And here's the challenge: when you're doing content and you're trying to get paid for it, you're doing 2 things, right? And the goal of blowing up is to do one thing, right? So you're gonna have to find a way to get your content away for free, and be okay with that, and know that I'm not about to eat off of this for I don't know how many years we've been giving away for free. I'm not really sure before we start getting paid. I don't know what that was. So the first one, give it away for free. Number 2, you're gonna study who's in the industry doing what you do, because your content has to be as dope as their content if somebody's gonna take you serious. Your content gonna have to be dope, right? So if you put your content out and it ain't dope, that's good, because you gotta put it out to grow. But don't put your content out expecting to get the same results that people who don't when they put their content out. Because that's what's killing you. What's killing you is you have the expectations of somebody dope when you ain't dope yet. So it's not the fact that you're not dope that's killing you. It's the fact that you're seeing what other people are doing in the industry and you struggling because you're not doing it. That's what's killing you. I didn't have no expectations when I came out. Why? Because when I did it, wasn't nobody doing it. So I was just putting it out there for free. Like I never even thought you could get paid doing this. I never did it to get paid. I never knew you could get paid doing this. But when I first started doing it, it wasn't nobody doing it. So I didn't have no expectations of getting paid because wasn't nobody getting paid. Why? Because wasn't nobody doing it. Now everybody and their mama motivational. And I don't think that's a bad thing. The world needs it. But I'm just saying when I first started doing it, nobody was doing it and nobody, okay, let me say this, I'm sorry. There were people that were doing it, but the world couldn't afford them. So Tony Robbins was doing it, but he wasn't doing it for free. You had to buy his stuff or go to an event. Les Brown wasn't doing it for free. So I was the only one that was putting out content for free, and you was getting motivation without having to go to them, all right? So that's number 3. Find out what kind of whatever it is you're doing so that you can narrow it down and start getting your tribe. Because that's all you need is your tribe. You don't need nothing else. You just need your tribe. Your tribe starts with 1 person, 2 people, 3 people, 4 people. You just need your tribe. So what is it that you're offering? And I think this is the biggest piece. For some of you, you might need to take off for about a week or 2 because the reason why you're not having success is because you don't really know what you're doing. Like you don't really know what you're doing. Like you shooting out some stuff and hoping that it lands somewhere. You might just want to take 2 weeks off, 3 weeks. Don't leave the scene, but just be like, for the month of January, I'm only gonna do this, right? So I'm gonna give y'all an example. So I'm not a professional. Like I'll be laughing because I know people in the professional, like workout space, whatever you call that. Like they work out, like that's their thing. They get paid for it. So they be calling me all the time, like, yo, E, you need to do this, this, and that. I'm like, yo, I ain't trying to be funny, but when you work out, you get paid. I don't get paid when I work out. I don't make no money doing that. So I ain't about to be doing it all day, every day. That's not how I make my money. I make my money motivating. So I'm gonna be spending my time motivating. So I'm not mad at you for working out, but you gotta understand, I will not do it to the level that you do it because I don't get paid to do it. So if I got paid to do it, I'll do it. I know what it takes. And I'm on it. Praise God for the new year. Like I'm on it now. I'm like, all right, it's a new year. Okay, start all over again, Eric. I know if I get on the treadmill, 10.5, 11 incline, 2.5 speed, and do that for an hour every single day, I already know I'm gonna be at my desired weight. I ain't doing nothing else. I be on the treadmill. People like, oh, you on the treadmill? You need to do some burpees with it. You need to do some sit-ups with it. You need to do some. Oh, I ain't doing nothing with it. That's all I'm doing. Why? Because when I start adding stuff to it, what happens? So now I'm trying to do that and do something. Now I get burnt out. Like I ain't got no more but an hour on the treadmill. That's it. Like I found that one thing I could do that had me just where I wanted to be. That had my sweater where it ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like the gut ain't, if you can see, the gut ain't bulging out. That's all I need. That's my whole life. I just don't want a gut. I don't care about nothing. I don't need biceps, triceps. I just need to work out for an hour a day, get some cardio, and every now and then I get geeked and pick up some dumbbells, 20 pounds. Do like 3 different things, 2 sets of it, and put that joker out. I'm just being real. And I try to eat right. I do one thing, but I've noticed when I get hyper and I add this, that to it, pull-ups, chin-ups, sit-ups, I get discouraged. Why? Because I'll be like, all right, I did my hour, but I ain't satisfied. Why? Because I ain't get my push-ups in, my sit-ups in, my chin-ups in. So I'm like, you know what? Let me stop doing that. Because that wasn't my thing in the first place. I just started doing that because sweet people who were sweet told me they was dope, like they really dope in the physical fitness area. I'm not. And I'm trying to do what dope people do, and it's burning me out. Right? So I finally told somebody who was like, trying to help me to like, I was like, look, I get up and pray for an hour and a half. When you get up and pray for an hour and a half, then you come holler at me about working out. Okay. Come holler at me. You ready to pray for an hour and a half? So if you ain't ready to commit to that, then I'm not ready to commit to what you're doing. I got to do what I do because this is what works for me. You have to spend 2 or 3 weeks finding out what it is you do, and then you have to do it. And if you can do it over a long period of time, your tribe is going to start coming because you're talking about something specific to your tribe. But listen to me very closely. The first one, I cannot overemphasize the first one. This is a very self-centered, taking environment. This generation is straight up entitled, right? I ain't mad at them. It is what it is. If you're going to be able to bless them, you have to be able to do the work that you do and do it for free. So I'll say it again. If you need to get paid from what you're doing, you need to go ahead and get you a job at Pizza Hut and deliver pizzas, do the Uber boy. I'm not playing. Like, I am totally serious right now. Whatever you do, because what happens is Even when you're doing your video, the desperation oozes out in your video. It oozes out. Like, you don't see it, but everybody else see, oh, you trying to get paid, or you need something. Like, they feel it. They don't feel this, oh, you just looking out for me. You just looking after me. Should you just be looking after people? I don't know that you should, but in this industry, you have to. Because everybody name you just mentioned, they're online. And they're doing it for free. Lopez is doing it for free. I feel sorry for anybody that's doing entrepreneurial stuff. Between him, Grant Cardone, and Gary Vee, I'm talking about, they killing it out there. And when people say, E, you number one, I'm number one because I appeal to minorities. And guess what? There's more minorities in the world than anything. But trust you me, if I had to compete with Gary Vee just on Caucasians, I wouldn't be number one in the world. Bottom line, I could not compete with them. Why? That's their backyard. So you got to stop. Like, you can get in the industry, but make sure when you're in the industry, you're not competing with people in the industry. Like, you're not doing what they're doing. Because if you're doing what I'm doing, don't nobody want to listen to you. They can listen to me for free. And go all the way back 10 years. They can go back over 10 years ago and just be clicking buttons and listening. You just got started. Why would I even listen to you if you're doing exactly what ET is doing? It don't make sense. Does that make sense? So make sure your motives is like pure if you're going to be doing this. Like I said, if you need to take out a student loan, you know what I'm saying? Go to college and take out a student loan. Like, you going back to college? Not really, I just need a loan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to take 2 classes, right? And I'm going to get that check. And then I'm going to let that check give me 3 months, you know, to do what I'm doing, all right? Find out, for real, what it is you want to do. When you speak, there's a clarity that you speak with when you know what you want. When you don't speak with clarity, I'm not going to follow you. Why? Because 58% of the world are introverts. 58% of the world are introverts, meaning what? They need direction. Introverts need directions. S's need to know step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. And then they'll call you tomorrow and ask you again, what was step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5? So if you are on and you talking in generalities, you done lost the S, because the S don't know, the S already didn't know what was going on. Now you done got on and you don't know what you're saying. Now the S is confused, like, I'm not watching you no more. It's total confusion. The C is when you get on, the C definitely need clarity. They definitely need to know, okay, now I need to know why you even decided to do this in the first place. And then I'm gonna need vision, I'm gonna need aim, I'm gonna need objectives, I'm gonna need clarity. Bottom line, they're already cautious and nervous. They already don't trust you. So when you come on, I don't really know, rap. The D definitely ain't following nobody. So the only person you got left is maybe the I who's gonna follow that foolishness. And if you're not super energetic with you don't know what's going on, they're not about to follow you. You ain't got enough enthusiasm, they're not about to follow you. And why don't you have any enthusiasm? Because you don't really know what you're talking about. So you can't speak enthusiastically about something you don't know. So you gotta be like, I'm talking about like clear and enthused. All right? So fall back. I'm sure I got here late. Nikki and them gave y'all some fire that you about to be like, I'm about to start tomorrow. Relax. Relax. Take the information she gave you. It doesn't work effectively if you're not 100% clear on what you're talking about and what you're trying to do in the space. What are you trying to do in the space, right? And the clearer you are, the more money you'll make. Why? Because the clearer you are. All right, so I'm going to give y'all a quick example. I was talking to the Minnesota Timberwolves today. My boy is the assistant general manager. So, of course, he just got hired. He like, y'all got to bring ET in this joint, right? So I love it. And they're like, Mr. Thomas, we already used the disc. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So my boy like, hey, E, we used the disc already, but you used the disc. Can you please share what you do? And which one of y'all want to go first? I was like, let my man go first. He seemed to know he's using the disc. Go for it. So my man finished, he telling me how he used the disc, and he like, are y'all using a different one? I was like, it's the same one. It's the exact same one. He was like, okay, well, how do you think we could help? I was like, first of all, y'all done won 11 games, so the disc ain't working. However you using it. I'm saying when you're clear, the old me would have been nervous. I would have been over-talked. I would have talked before my man talked. I got to prove myself. This is a big gig. This is the NBA. Ooh, I just want them to know I can do it. When you have clarity, I'm like, really, I ain't going to lie to you, bro. I'm only doing it because of my boy. Y'all probably going to waste my time. Because y'all the NBA, and y'all think everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody, NBA. Do it for free for tickets. We're going to let you sit on the floor. I'm like, I'm not interested. My daughter's a senior. She's going to grad school. I'm not interested in sitting on the floor. I need to have her schooling paid for. I need grad school paid for. So my man broke that. He broke the whole dish down to me. I was like, all right, y'all 11 and 36. All right, where do I start? Same disc. I'm clear. 60 seconds. It's the exact same disc. The difference is language. You know the disc. I know the disc. It's like you speak in Spanish and you know the disc and you're teaching it to somebody that speaks English. So yeah, you know the disc, but you don't speak urban. That's exactly what I told him. You don't speak urban. And last time I checked, your team was urban. So I said, here's what I can do for you. Your boy, whoever it was, I know they were a clinician and they gave them theory. And you know how I know they gave them theory? Because they didn't internalize it. And whatever you taught them, they didn't know it and didn't learn it because they can't use it. I'm going to come in and show you how to use it. I'm going to talk their language. They probably didn't have a daddy in their life. They probably grew up in an urban community. They lost. They don't know the language, the codes, the rules. When I finished, my man was like, yo, not only do you need to come train them, the psychologists that run this thing, you need to sit down and talk to him and teach him how to talk to them. I was like, no problem. My boy called me back. How much? I said, for which part? For which part? The speaking part, the disc part, or training him the disc part? Like, which part you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Where you want to start? The reason why you can't make money is nothing wrong with you. You don't know what you're doing right now.